Yo, what's good, Mask? In today's video, man, I'm gonna be bringing something different to the channel. Yes, we're gonna be doing a ranking for every attack weapon in Shinobi Striker in today's video. And someone asked me to do this a while back for every weapon in the game, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I figured it would be better to bring this and make this into a cool little series for you guys, man. If you guys wanted me to do more videos like this for every class type in Shinobi Striker, then make sure you guys get this video up to 50 likes, and I'll drop the next weapon ranking video sometime this week for you guys, man. Also, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to join the Mask family, man. We're trying to hit 5K on the channel, and I want to hit my goal pretty soon. Now, with all that out the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so here's the tier list we're going to be working with, man. We're going to be ranking every weapon traditionally on a tier list, from God tier to trash tier, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, this is my personal feelings towards these weapons, you know what I'm saying? This is not no way meta or anything like this. But we're going to start things off with the hand-to-hand weapon, you know what I'm saying? We're going to put this hand-to-hand weapon into the mid-tier, man. Reason being is because you can actually cook with this weapon still, you know what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing a little bit. But the actual combos to this weapon is not it, you know what I'm saying, for most people like myself. But I'm pretty sure if you're like pretty nasty, pretty swifty, you could probably pull off some stuff with this weapon. And it's a pretty good, decent weapon to start things off with, you know what I'm saying. Alright, so we're going to be ranking the basic claws next, man. These are basically every version of the basic claws you can see, including the Halloween claws, the Holy Night claws. All those claws are basically the same basic level, basic claws that you get in the beginning of the game. So, yeah, this weapon right here is a B tier weapon for me, in my personal opinion, but you guys might have it on a, higher scale. For me, it's B tier. I think it also can vary between B tier and A tier because the way the weapon works, it's still as good as the regular claw. I mean, the Scientific Ninja Tool claws. The only difference is the actual triangle on the weapon, which basically allows you to launch forward with basic claws. But if you got the Scientific Ninja claws, of course you can do like a drill attack, which does so much damage. But as you can see, the combos on this weapon is pretty solid. You can put together some nasty combos, and it's pretty fast, you know. So you're going to be beating out a lot of weapons when it comes to the charge attacks, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's why I put it in B tier. Now, let me know what you guys got it in your actual rankings, but to me, like I said, it's a B tier or A tier type weapon. Alright, next we got the boxing gloves, you know what I'm saying, man. This weapon, you know what I'm saying, I got fun memories, bruh. Alright, man, I did some dangerous stuff with these boxing gloves, especially back in the day, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. I love the triangle on this weapon, so to me it's an A tier, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. This is definitely a low tier, trash tier weapon, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Out of all biases aside, bro, but the weapon is still pretty fun to use, man. It's definitely a fun to use weapon, even though it might be low, rank low. It's still a fun weapon to use occasionally. You know, it's not meta, so that's why I got it on the lowest tier. And you know, the combos are pretty mid tier, to be honest. But you can actually pull out some funny, combos. You know what I'm saying? You can have fun with this weapon overall. So to me, it's definitely like a low tier weapon. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so for the Iron Knuckles is going to be the next weapon we're going to be ranking, and it's going to be a trash tier weapon because, like I said, the boxing gloves are basically trash tier, you know what I'm saying? They're basically the same freaking weapon, you know, the same variation and everything like that. So, you know, they're basically low tier weapon, but they're still fun to use, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the triangle, you could do the spamming triangle like this, you know what I'm saying? Just spam the triangle over and over again. You can do the jab punches and everything like that. Like, you just jab, 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 jab them. You know what I'm saying? It has some pretty good combos. It's just low tier because the meta is different. Alright, so, well, we're going to be ranking the Scientific Ninja Tool Chakra claws. We had to put it in God tier. I know a lot of people are like, oh, claws. But, hey, it's the meta weapon for most, attack type mains in the game. A lot of them use this weapon because of how dangerous this weapon is. The triangle on this weapon is absolutely devastating still. It got nerfed many times, but this weapon still hurts. You know what I'm saying? It has high priority when it comes to the first hit, and you can like just absolutely combo your opponent and they won't be able to fight you back. I fought against numerous of peoples with the Chakra claws, and boy, I definitely felt like I couldn't fight back a lot of the times, especially against great claw users. So yeah, this weapon is definitely top tier for the most part, even with all the nerfs. So let me know what you guys think about this ranking, you know what I'm saying, down in the comments. Alright, so for the Asuma weapons, man, we're going to have to put them in the B tier for me, you know what I'm saying? This weapon is pretty solid. This weapon is pretty solid overall. You can pull off some nasty 8 combos with this weapon still. Like the jab combo, you can put on your opponent with the square cancel. And you still got the triangle dash combo you can put your opponents in to juggle them like this. It's still a pretty good solid weapon. It's just not meta, you know. And I don't use this weapon enough, so let me know what you guys got this ranked in your tier list. Okay, so for the next weapon we got the red flying swallow. Now this weapon is pretty fire, you know what I'm saying, to some degree. You know, I used to love this weapon a lot, but to be honest, in the current meta, it's definitely a mid-tier weapon, considering that this weapon definitely has its drawbacks. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a good forward dash. You got a decent forward dash, but it puts you in the air and you don't get a stun or anything like that. But the triangle, you know, you can pull out with it is actually kind of dope. You can spin your opponent in the air with this, you know, kind of like a spin cycle, and you can launch them in the air and punch them down through the triangle. Overall, it's still a fun weapon to pull out combos with, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. What do you guys think about this weapon, man? You guys got this high rank, low rank, or, you know what I'm saying, or mid rank like me? Alright, now next we got the Burning Suns. The Burning Suns weapon to me, man, could be mid tier or B tier. But me personally, for my personal feelings and how I love this weapon, this is a B tier weapon for me. I love combos. And this weapon allows me to do a lot of combos. Plus, it got a stun in it. You know what I'm saying? You can stun your opponent with the triangle as well. And you got a square stun that you just seen there. And you got like a jump triangle combo. You can pull off, boom, like this. Hit him with triangle, boom, boom, boom. Hit him again. You can just repeat this combo until you hit the combo counter, of course, which is 11, unfortunately. But you can pull off some nasty combo builds with this weapon. Next, we got the Violet Soul weapon, you know what I'm saying? Now, this weapon here, I'm not going to lie, this weapon is definitely a mid-tier to trash-tier weapon, bro. Ultimately, because of, like, oh my gosh, the weapon is just not, it's not reliable. The hit on the weapon is definitely not reliable. It's a fun weapon if they made the hit detection on this weapon, like, a little bit better than what it is. But ultimately, when you try to get the triangle blast off with this weapon, it doesn't always land. And yeah, especially when you're doing the triangle combo, it just looks kind of weird. Now, it is a fun weapon to pull off. Like I said, all these weapons are fun to are very fun to pull off. You know what I'm saying? And try to, you know, use, you know, because they're actually pretty decent. But this weapon is just another reskin of most weapons we've seen before. The only difference is the triangle has been changed. Next, we got the Black Flying Swallows, which is the sister weapon of the Red Flying Swallow weapon. You know what I'm saying? This weapon here is, for me, definitely like, you know, lingers between a B tier weapon and a mid tier weapon as well. The weapon is definitely not used in nowadays meta, but it's still a fun weapon to pull off and use overall because the triangle attack is pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Yeah, the weapon is pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? I like the combo visuals overall. But the problem with this weapon is it kind of can like miss a lot, you know. It hits, if it hits, it's actually pretty good. But overall, the weapon tends to like lack in that regard. To like has consistent like, you know, hitboxes and stuff like that. And plus, like, you know, it doesn't have a stun when you're doing the triangle stun move that you just see me do. So you're just sitting here doing it, and your opponent can sub out of it at any point in time, which is kind of funny, but. Hey, if the weapon did have a stun, it'd probably be OP. But yeah, this weapon is pretty solid. What do you guys think about this weapon in the comments, man? Alright, next we got the Shooting Star weapon, man. This weapon, to me, is a B tier weapon, like I said. This weapon has combo potential, crazy combo potential. You got stuns, you got a lot of stuff going on with this weapon that you can pull off overall. It's just fun to pull off. Like, just look at this, man. Look at this. You can't tell me this ain't fun to do, bro. You can just jab your opponent to death, bro. This was the Hyuga weapon for me before the Hyuga weapon actually dropped. You know what I'm saying? I was actually using this as a substitute Hyuga weapon. You know what I'm saying? You can pull off some crazy stuff with it. It's just fire. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Like, the combo potential you could like pull off with this weapon is actually like pretty good, you know. Now, it's still low tier overall because it doesn't work in today's meta, but still, it's a fun weapon to use nevertheless. Alright, so for the next weapon we got on the list, we got the Scientific Ninja Tool Thunder Gods, man. This weapon is actually pretty good, you know what I'm saying, considering that, you know, I put it in A tier because it has a lot of uses, you know what I'm saying. You know, the damage is pretty solid. It has crazy speed. You can get a super armor with the horror movement on the triangle. It's just like has a lot of combo capabilities as well. It's just pretty solid, bro. You can use this for flag battles to run the flag with. You could do a lot of things with this weapon overall, bro. But let me know what you guys think about this weapon down in the comment section. You think A is a good spot for it, or what do you have it ranked on your list? You know what I'm saying? Alright, next we got the Swirling Storm weapon, man. This weapon, to me, I put it in trash tier, man. I never see people use this weapon, man. Now, if you use this weapon and all that stuff, I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but I don't really see a lot of people use this weapon. So let me know what you guys think about this weapon in the comment section. This is my first time ever using this weapon at all. But it is kind of fun once I started using it. Yeah, I kind of thought it was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? I could see that you could do some things with it. It's just not my style overall. But hey, you know, let me know if you guys actually rock with this weapon down in the comment section, man. That's the thing about this series. I get to use weapons that I never used before, and this is one of those weapons. Alright, next on the list we got the Kawaki Carapace weapon. Now, me personally, I don't use this weapon a lot, so I'm going to put it in the trash tier because this weapon is definitely not it for me. But, hey, you know, it's pretty decent overall. It does have its capabilities, you know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't win out in a lot of these, you know, battles against some of these metal weapons, especially the SS+. So I don't use it often, but it has some decent combos to it. Like, you know, the square combo is pretty different than most. And it has a nice little triangle combo a little bit. Well, actually, yeah. A little nice triangle combo on the ground, you know what I'm saying? The triangle combo, you know, it allows you to reset a little bit, so it's not that bad. But, you know, if you're trying to do some reset combos and stuff like that, you can actually pull off some stuff, you know? But in terms of, like, actual fighting meta weapons like SS Plus and all that good stuff, is just kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, next we got the Shisui Spear, guys. Me personally, to be honest, I have not used this weapon enough. So my honest opinion, I feel like it could be B tier if I did use it often. But since I don't use it often, I put it in mid tier, you know what I'm saying? I can see how good this weapon could be, you know, overall. The combos of this weapon is kind of flashy and stuff like that. And it took me a while to figure out what the weapon main function is, which is this triangle. Which the triangle allows you to like thrust and do a spear thrust with it. And you can do some like pretty nifty combos with this weapon overall. But yeah, I feel like if I gave this weapon more time and I used it more often, this would definitely be a B tier for me. But for now, it's a mid tier. But let me know what you guys think about this weapon. Is this weapon one of your favorite weapons to use? And am I wrong for not putting this weapon in B tier, or am I right for putting it in mid tier? Alright, nextly we do have a weapon that I have used, and that's going to be the Nunchaku weapon, man. This weapon overall, it's a mid-tier weapon overall, to be honest. It can easily fall to trash tier. The weapon doesn't have a lot of great, you know, capability as most weapons have. You know, it lacks consistency overall, and the dash attack to this weapon is kind of inconsistent. So, you know, it lacks a lot of things. But let me know what you guys think about this weapon. Is this weapon one of your favorites, or do you agree with me this weapon is like mid to trash tier? Alright, next weapon we got here is the Violet Petals, man. You know how this weapon is. This weapon is basically one of the best weapons in the game overall for attack type. It's an A tier weapon, hands down. This weapon basically allows you to have a strong forward triangle attack that stuns you, you know, instantly, you know what I'm saying? And you can follow up with the combos afterwards, make you feel like Virgin, you know what I'm saying, from Devil May Cry, bro. This weapon is one of the sauciest weapons in the game overall, man. Plus, it's just pretty strong. It's like the dash attack is strong, the triangle dash attack is strong. You can actually put decent combos together. So, yeah, man, this weapon is pretty solid. Let me know what you guys think about this weapon. Do you guys rock with this weapon? Is this one of your favorite weapons? Let me know that down in the comment section. Alright, so now we got the Sunbeam sword, of course, man. This weapon has to be in God tier. For me, anyways. I used this weapon a lot when it first came out, and it's one of my favorite combo weapons to put nasty combos together with. And I see a lot of people using it still in the meta, you know. A lot of people, sweaty people, use this, in fact. But this weapon definitely, what makes this weapon so strong, it's this dash attack. As you guys can see, this dash attack does a 2-hit stun to you, man. So, which is insane. You know, you get stunned off a 2-hit dash attack, bro. And it has priority. It beats most weapons when it comes to dash attacking. So you have an advantage over most weapons when it comes to the dash attack. Plus, you can put together crazy combos and just stun your opponent and just, you know, overall just have them at your mercy with this weapon. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this weapon, man. Are you guys rocking with the tier I gave it, or you guys believe it's a lower tier than what it is? Next, we got the 4th Raikage Gauntlets, man. This weapon for me is either a B tier or mid tier. Honestly, since I don't play it enough, I put it in mid tier for now. But who knows? To be honest, I feel like it could be a B tier. I don't see a lot of people use the 4th Raikage Gauntlets, to be fair, whenever I go into the pit matches, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, this is based off of my opinions. So the weapon is pretty good, man. I like the unique combos on it, and it hits pretty hard for an attack weapon, you know what I'm saying? The combos make you feel like you're actually playing this Raikage. Now, I wish they add more to the combos, but you know, they had to do with what they had to do with, you know what I'm saying? But you do get to like feel like the Raikage about chunking people across the like map with it, which is actually kind of funny. But let me know what you guys think about this weapon, man. Is this one of your favorite weapons? Yeah, let me know. Alright, next we got the Kurama Claw, man. This weapon is an A tier weapon and a God tier weapon for me. I do see people use this weapon still in the pit, and you know, I do see a lot of like skilled players still use it, and it's definitely a lot of people's favorite weapon overall. But for me, I love this weapon because this weapon has so much capabilities. Like, you can put together some mean combos. You can like just absolutely like go crazy with this weapon, man. It has 2 different modes. Like, you could choose not to use the Kurama Link mode in the weapon and just absolutely like delete your opponent with the Rasengan's combinations that it has and the clones that it uses. Almost make you feel like you're actually playing as Naruto himself, you know what I'm saying? Which is actually pretty nice. I love this weapon overall, but I don't like that it was broken once before. I never like really used it after that. But once they like make this weapon kind of balanced, I started using it a lot more. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys rock with the Kurama Claw's edge now, or do you guys, you know, still hate it? You know what I'm saying? Let me know that down in the comment section, bro. Alright, next we got the Fleetfoot weapon, man. To be honest, I haven't used this weapon since it came out, strictly because it's pretty floaty, but I honestly love the combos on it, man. So I'm kind of biased, bro. So if it was me, I would have put this in the B tier, but I can't ignore the fact that the weapon misses a lot, so that's contributing to me putting it into the mid tier. But I love the combos on this weapon overall. It's flashy, makes you feel like a absolute beast, like you playing as Sanji himself or something. Like, it just, I mean, it's a shame that the weapon like misses a ton, because if the weapon didn't miss a lot with this charge attacks or anything, man, I'd be using this weapon like crazy, bro. Because like I said, you can see it for yourself. The combos are just absolutely nasty. Let me know what you guys think about this weapon, man. What would you rate it, and do you currently use this weapon right now? Alright, so the next weapon we got Valiant Threads. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the A tier simply because I see people use this weapon often. I use this weapon often. I even got it currently in a build right now, and I use it for my base battle build and flag battle builds, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people use this weapon just to get people off the flag, because it got the yanking animation, which pulls you right off whatever you're on. And it does a good amount of damage still. It's still a top tier weapon for me, even though they nerfed it. So that's why I got it where it's at. But let me know what you guys think about this weapon, man. Is this an A tier weapon for you, or a low tier weapon for you? Alright, next weapon we got the Enchanted Sword Demon Roar, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put this for A tier because I see a lot of people use this weapon even in the pit now. And I've seen people use this in, you know, actual Ninja World League matches and battles and overall. So this weapon is still used. It still has its uses. It's pretty good. Combos are pretty unique. The weapon overall is unique because you can put on the mask, throw a projectile, but you're taking damage and you get somewhat of a damage buff as well. You can use not to use the mask, and you still can stab people like this, you know what I'm saying? And it's just overall fun to play with, man. I just wish it had a little bit more. It probably would have pushed this weapon to the S tier. But what you guys think about this weapon, and what would you rank it in your tier lists? Alright, next weapon we have the Kawaki model Ware, and this is a SS plus weapon. And this weapon, I'm not gonna lie, is definitely a god tier weapon for me, man. I love this weapon a lot, especially after they buffed it to make the charge attack actually like do a slash instead of just hitting you up in the air. So now it makes this weapon like top tier, and this weapon was already pretty decent before, but like now it's like I said, god tier. Like there's no weaknesses with this weapon really. I mean, you can like stun your opponent, keep in the air with the karma seal, and then you can drop Daikoken cubes on them, which is almost like the Daikoken jutsu that you have. So you can stun them and then hit them with a block and then hit them with another block and then hit them with another block. So essentially this weapon is OP. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Alright, next up we got the Timberblade Hashirama Sword, which is the SS Plus weapon. I'm gonna put it in A tier, man. I see a lot of people use this weapon still. It's a pretty good weapon that does a lot of good damage, especially when you charge it up. And you get the modes basically with this weapon. Like the first mode of this weapon doesn't do a lot of the wood style jutsu that comes with this weapon, but once you get it charged up after using a chakra jump, man, you're able to use the Tori gates. You can summon like the wood golems. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with this weapon, like wood clones to stun your opponents. You can like send out wood projectiles at your opponents, man. This is a pretty solid overall OP weapon, man. And I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I don't put it in a god tier, because I don't use this weapon often, but I do come across people that do use it and they definitely cook with this weapon. So let me know what you guys would rank this weapon in your tier lists, and let me know if you guys agree with my ranking. Alright, next up we got the Viper Blade Viper Fang weapon, man. And this weapon is definitely a god tier weapon for me, bro. I love this weapon. I used this weapon a ton when it first came out, and I fell in love with it instantly because the dash attack is amazing. You can like constantly spam it. You can stun people with it as well, and the combos are pretty smooth. It's just absolutely unique. Like it's just fun, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. And then you got the stun within the combo, where you can launch the snake at your opponent and it'll stun them instantly. Which you can also do that from range too, but you basically have to be outside your opponent's range to actually throw that at your opponent. But it works as a range option, low key. But yeah, this weapon is pretty fun to use, I'm not gonna lie. And it's the only weapon that has a status element linked to it, like poison, bro. So, like, it had to be god tier, you know what I'm saying? So, let me know what you guys think about my ranking down in the comment section. And where do you have this weapon ranked in your tier lists, man? Do you guys love this weapon? Are you guys currently using this weapon? Because this weapon is so much fun, I'm not gonna lie. It almost feel like it should be an SS Plus, but I love that it's just an SS because it would just be absolutely probably way more busted. Alright, next up we got the Maskman Chains, bro. I had to put this in B tier, even though I'm an Obito fan, bro. It hurts, but this weapon lacks a lot, bro. The triangle doesn't hit often, consistently, and it doesn't instantly, you know, trigger the triangle to go off, you know, the explosion. So I don't really like that, but the combos are pretty unique for this weapon, which is why I feel like it's a B tier, and I do see people use this weapon a lot. So where would you rank this weapon in your tier lists, man? Last but not least, we got the Scientific Ninja Tool Ashura weapon for this one, and I'm gonna put it in B tier. As much as I love this weapon doesn't have the stuns are like very inconsistent. So whenever you use the charge attack, you'll miss sometimes, which is one of my biggest gripes with a lot of weapons. If it misses the charge attack, then that means I'm definitely not rocking with it often. But this weapon is still pretty fun to pull off combos with. The square triangle combo would launch your opponent with the Rasengan, which makes them stun and tumble like that, which allows you to pick up the combo again. Or just choose to hit him with a jutsu to finish him off, you know what I'm saying? Which I like to do. And I got a build that I might put at the end of the screen to show you guys what this weapon can do in its entirety. But with that being said, let me know what you guys would rank this weapon in your tier lists. Do you guys rock with this weapon? And how do you like this video overall, man? Let me know that down in the comment section. But with that being said, we're gonna get into the outro, so yeah. Alright, first off, if you made it this far into the video, I freaking love you guys. A lot of people don't make this far into the video, so I appreciate you a lot, especially since this video was a long one. If you made it this far, comment what's your favorite attack weapon down in the comment section for your boy. The first person to do so, I'll pin their comment at the top of the comment section. Also, if you want to see more tier list videos like this, make sure you guys get this video up to 50 likes. The faster we get this video up to 50 likes, the faster the next video comes out. So yeah, keep that in mind, man. I appreciate you guys as always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, peace out, and God bless. We out to the next video.